Surprise and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're listening to our podcast. But hello to everyone who's listening and tuned in to Surprise Guest with Pia Arcangel. And another special episode is up for today, and it's gonna be a surprise conversation because we don't know kung sino ang makakasama natin today. But I will be receiving a set of clues, so let's all try and guess kung sino ang ating surprise guest for today. Alright, first clue. Gutom ka na ba? Worry no more because our hunky chef is knocking at your door. Aha, next clue. Chef na, artista pa. Ay, wow. Parang I think I might know who our next guest is. May teleserye na ba or soap ang ating chef for today? Naging online chef sa unang hirit. Oh, okay, during pandemic. And then minsan na akong pinagluto ng pizza sa tunay na buhay. Aba, there can only be one. Chef Jose Sarasola. Hi, Chef Jose. How are you?
Hi. Hello. I'm glad you got the clues correctly. Baka iba masabi.
Oo nga eh. But then you know what? Yung dead giveaway dyan is the hunky chef.
And the pizza siguro na nung pandemic.
And the pizza.
Yeah.
But how are you? How are you? It's been a while. Yay, I'm interviewing somebody that I have met in person.
Yes.
So, kamusta ka na, Chef Jose?
I'm good, Miss Pia. It's been 2 years, I think, or since we last talked. So
Yes.
yeah, things have changed. The bar is still there. It's still in BF Homes, yung Avenue 75. I'm still running it pa rin. And yeah, still with GMA, just keeping the work, improving to be a better chef. So yeah, it's been good.
It's been good. Everything on the professional front and on the personal front. Things are different.
Yeah, things are different. Yes, they are. Single na tayo.
Single na. Oh, because I remember a huge bulk of our interview then was about your love life at that time. Oh, pero
Yes.
mamaya na natin pag-usapan yan.
Okay.
But Chef Jose, so kanina, diba, one of the clues was chef na artista pa. Do you have any upcoming or new shows coming up?
Yeah, Miss Pia, I'm actually part of the cast of Love Before Sunrise. So I play a chef as well. When I first joined GMA back in 2020 nung pandemic time, my team, sila Miss Tracy, sila Kuya Will, they really wanted to focus more on the chef life, chef career talaga. So yung acting would be kind of secondary. But since then, I've been doing a bit of guesting sa mga Wish Ko Lang, Tadhana, Investigador, yung mga one day taping lang na medyo pa. But yung teleserye talaga, wala pa talaga. But when this role came our way, and it was a chef role then, I play a chef called Chef Judah, parang they're like, sige, chef ka rin naman dyan. So parang sayang din naman, sino ba bang kukunin nila? I was like, sige. So yun, it's been fun na rin playing a chef as well. So yeah.
But diba sa The Lost Recipe, you were already also part of that and you also played a chef there, tama ba?
Yes, but that was very short, Miss Pia. Siguro mga 2 to 3 days lang. So I can't really say na talagang full experience of being in a teleserye with GMA. But I think sa 3 years ko na with the network, this is kind of the first role na talaga I can say na medyo part talaga ako ng show talaga.
So this is the first big one.
It's a small character, but then, I try to really bring yung element of me being a real chef in real life to the scene talaga. Kasi yung mga scenes ko are usually in the kitchen sa story, sa restaurant. So may mga parts din na kailangan ng expertise of being a chef. So even if it's like once in a while yung taping Miss Pia, I still try na, bring my A-game as a chef to really show them na parang yun, it's part of my life din of cooking talaga.
Ang hirap siguro to be always shooting yung nasa kitchen ka kasi ang init, di ba? I mean, I remember whenever it's a cooking segment, hirap na hirap ako kasi ang init.
Yeah. Actually, true. All my scenes kasi are in the kitchen. So, I work for Miss Andrea Torres who plays Zarina. So, the restaurant's called Zarina also. So, I'm always in the kitchen. So, talagang medyo mainit talaga palagi. So, pawis din.
Pero I'm sure sanay ka na rin kasi I mean, that's yung normal working condition mo naman nasa kitchen talaga.
Yeah, definitely. Para naman, sanay din naman sa init sa kitchen tsaka yung heat. So, but luckily naman yung mga takes naman ni Direct Mark very quick. So, parang may time na mag-freshen up after.
Oh wait, sabi mo you're the chef who works in the restaurant of Zarina, the character played by Andrea Torres. So, ano yun, parang may love triangle ba? Kasi diba this is the Cassie, Dennis Trillo, Bea Alonzo.
Yes, correct.
May love interest ka ba dyan?
As of now, sa script, wala naman, Miss Pia. It's basically I'm the head chef of the restaurant which Miss Andrea owns. And I'm kind of always trying to work my way up in terms of my position in the restaurant. So I play the chef here, but para ang goal ko maging assistant manager, maging manager. But these positions are taken up by Dennis. So medyo may konting ano kay Dennis, konting inggit, konting gigil na parang he always gets the better share of ano meron sa restaurant ni Andrea. So parang may konting ano sa kanya palagi, inis, tsaka medyo hindi ako very friendly kay Dennis. Si Atom, hindi niya sa show. So I try to like kind of work my way up, but then paragi si Atom, medyo nandyan palagi. So medyo sagabal siya sa akin. So parang ganun.
What's it like working with Dennis Trillo? Is it the first time you're working with him?
Most of my scenes are with Dennis and Andrea. I never actually had scenes with Miss Bea. So first time din to work with Andrea and Dennis, since yun nga, I don't really do like mga teleseries sa GMA. So first time to work with them, but really nice people, easy to get along. They make the working environment very fun, no pressure. Kahit yung mga lines mahaba, I'm just enjoying the experience of like finally being, in a GMA teleserie, and, as playing a chef makes it more meaningful for me, Miss Pia. And yun nga, working with Andrea and Dennis is very fun.
I can imagine, no? Yung parang, I mean, syempre parang working long days sa set, hindi maiiwasan na you're gonna develop friendships also off-cam.
Yeah, true. I mean, kasi usually sa restaurant scenes, usually 3 lang kami sa set. Si Andrea, ako, si Dennis, then wala nang artista. So, may mga times talaga pag may mga dead air, yun, kwentuhan talaga about, about cooking, about, doing like food sa bahay, anong pwedeng mga quick recipes, or for specific dish dun sa eksena. Like si Dennis mag-a-ask, ito ba yung tamang way ng pagganito? So things like that. And those small talks kind of develop like, chemistry and, friendship na rin at the same time.
Wow, so ikaw pala nagtuturo. I wonder if nailuto na nila sa bahay yung mga tinuro mo sa kanila. The things that you cook on set, kinakain nyo rin ba yun?
We've never really had like cooking scenes. Sabaga, it's like mga scenes lang are in the kitchen, like frying a steak, doing a sauce. But in terms of like food tasting, although one time we had a dish parang pepper sauce na pork na grilled, may eksena na parang Andrea was like tasting it. Sa few days ng taping, parang once pa lang may talagang picky man portion and like comment sa pagkain. So hindi palagi Miss.
Akala ko parang habang naghihintay, pagluluto mo na rin sila. Hindi pa naman. Wait, pero di ba, Jose, you were also part of the cheating game, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, not that you're doing the cheating game in real life.
Yeah,
but the show.
Mga viewers. Yes, yeah. Good thing you remember. It's a cameo role, but it's working with my good friend of mine, si Raver and si Julie. Si Raver and me and Rojun go way back. Mga South boys talaga kami, way back talaga since like mid-2000. So it's my first time to work with Ray in GMA, and it's his movie pa with Julie, their first movie together. So when I got the call to do a cameo role na medyo parang blind date with Julie sa eksena, I couldn't say no to the projects. It was a fun scene, it was one scene lang naman, but parang I made a mark in terms of being a different chef, Jose. Medyo maere tayo dito. Basically, Julie goes out on a blind date, meets like 5 different people, and I'm one of them.
Was that your first movie?
Under GMA, yes. With GMA, yes. So it was something that I was really looking forward to, kasi yun nga, unang-una, sabi ko, anong character ko dyan? Sabi ng handler ko, si Kuya Will, as Chef Jose. Sabi ko, okay, so I'll be playing myself, but then a different
version.
Chef. Yes, medyo mayabang, mahangin, trying to impress, na medyo maere, so parang ganun. So sabi ko, sige, that sounds fun, and parang 1 or 2 sequences lang. Sabi ko, sige, why not? Let's do it.
Buti pumayag ka, no? Because some people baka sobrang silang protective of their image na ayaw nila na as yourself using your name, pero ibang personality. At least ikaw, very game.
It was fun. Like, first thing talaga, Miss P, was parang I'd be working with, well, I didn't really have scenes with Raver, but just to be part of his first movie with Julie, parang I couldn't say no to that. And yun nga, I didn't really think na parang makaka-affect sa image ko, kasi parang for fun naman yan, and yun nga, chef pa rin. So, naman, I think they'll see a very funny side of me na I don't really do mga comedy, but matutuwa siguro yung mga tao pag napanood nila.
I remember, kanina nabanggit mo, you said na parang kayo ni Raver, very close friends, kayo yung South Boys. I remember na nakwento mo to before nung na-interview kita for Tunay na Buhay.
Yes.
And
yes.
You guys, di ba, you work out together? And it's not just you and Raver. Sinong kasama niyo? Si Rojun?
Rojun, sila Marco Alcaraz, yun yung mga South peeps ngayon. But it's funny that it's bittersweet na kasi we all moved on to different places na. Like, I moved to BGC, Rojun moved to Fairview. Marco actually is now in Canada, trying a new life with Lara in Canada. So they're trying in Canada now. Si Raver na lang actually naiwan sa BF. So, it's kind of sad na we all used to live in the South, but now we kind of all went our separate ways. Pero ano pa rin, Miss Pia, parang once in a while we still, like see each other, for dinner or kahit Zoom lang.
So, di ba sila yung mga kasama mong nag-workout before? Sino nang kasama mag-workout ngayon?
Ngayon, wala na. Like,
Solo-solo na.
solo muna here lang sa BGC. I moved out 2 years ago. So, I've been living alone na rin. So, a lot of things change when you live alone. You cook by yourself. You work out alone na. You do things that you wouldn't think doing when you lived in a house with your family, diba? So, change din talaga nangyari the past 2 years. So,
Was it like a parang an eye-opener or parang did it speed up the process of maturing?
wow, that's a good question. I think so, Miss Pia, kasi I'm an only child actually. So like living my whole life with my parents in the South, and then biglang you move to yun nga, an area like BGC. It's fun, but then the first few months was hard kasi you'd wake up, you're alone, wala yung mga household help, wala yung parents mo, talaga mag-isa ka lang. So it took time to adjust talaga. But then after like 3-4 months, you kind of cope with the situation. You kind of get past that point of na parang hirap, malungkot. Then once you get past that point naman, yun, okay naman, sanay na rin.
I'm curious as to what made you decide to move out? Kasi hindi naman uso talaga dito sa Pilipinas yung aalis ka ng bahay ng magulang mo unless ikakasal ka na or minsan kahit kinakasal, di ba? They still stay with their parents. So in your case, what was it that made you want to live alone?
Basically, I think we all get older. So parang my dad's thing was maybe you want your own place na, privacy. Maybe you want to explore things of living alone. Try it out, ganun. So I was like, sige. I mean, I was a bit taken aback kasi nga sabi mo nga, hindi tayo sanay sa ganun. Especially only child pa ako, parang mahirap kaya to, kaya to. But then, naman, may blessing naman from my parents and, they're always naman be there for me. But they're very happy naman na I'm doing well naman with the network. May work naman palagi. So, parang sabi ng dad ko, sige, kaya mo na yan mag-isa.
Pero madalas pa rin naman kayo nagkikita? Every weekend, ganyan?
Yes, at least once a week for like lunch or dinner. So usually I go to Alabang, meet up with my mom and dad and my lola, or they come to BGC and have, lunch or dinner in the area also. So kahit naman paano once a week. And then when I go to the bar, around twice a week, usually they're there for like merienda or early dinner. So we still get to see each other pa rin naman.
Oo nga, no? Kasi yung bar mo is still in the South.
Yes, here in the South.
Pero you have to go by every day. We're talking, of course, of the bar that you run. You have to be there every day.
No naman, Miss Pia. The good thing I've had my staff for like the past 13 years. Most of them are like the original from 2010 pa. So they can kind of handle stuff naman there. But I go now usually twice or 3 times a week. One midweek trip, like a Wednesday or Thursday. And then pag Saturday, pag maraming tao, I have to be there talaga to check things and facilitate talaga. Pero pag wala naman ako, kaya naman nila i-handle naman.
Hold on, now na you live alone, do you enjoy cooking for yourself? I mean, every night, kailangan mo magluto ng sarili mong pagkain?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I always tell people, even if I'm a chef, I know how to cook. It's so hard to cook for one person. Gagawa ka ba ng Miss Pia ng adobo for one, or kare for one?
Oo nga, no?
Or di ba? Parang it's once in a while siguro I'll say I cook once in a while, but pag wala, Miss Pia, I'm guilty. I'll just call delivery or go down buy food.
Oo nga naman, no, mahirap siyang i-portion. Unless siguro pag naging kaibigan mo na yung mga kapitbahay mo, pwede mo silang bigyan, di ba?
Yeah, actually yung before nung UH days namin, every time I would cook for unang hirit, syempre I'd cook a big batch and then I would actually just plate one for the next day sa live, di ba, para ipakita. Kira palagi usually. So at that time, when I first moved here, yung mga guards dito sa building ko, yan, pinapatry ko palagi yung mga food na niluto ko.
Enjoy sila. I'm sure pag tuwing kailangan mo magluto for UH.
Chef, may UH ba bukas? Baka na yan.
So yung pagkakadescribe mo, Jose, parang nai-imagine ko talaga, parang buhay single.
Ito na.
Oo, eto na. I mean, you don't have to answer.
No, it's fine. I mean,
no, but parang, because what I see is parang somebody, while I'm talking to you, what I see somebody who's enjoying, being single and, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that parang you like your current situation where you get to explore, you get to be independent and all those things.
Yeah, I think you read me pretty good there. Ano naman din, parang moving out was a big step, like coming to a different area. Like talagang big change yun, Miss Pia, from like South Boy, like BF Homes, Paranaque to BGC. It's a big change talaga. Parang dun pa lang, it was a big step moving forward in terms of being, more mature, dealing with tough problems by yourself, being away from your family, focusing on work sa GMA. So, then, yun nga, me and Maria went our separate ways. So, talagang ang dami rin talaga nangyari talaga over the course of moving here talaga. But, yeah, I think I'm enjoying, I'm blessed pa rin having my career with GMA. As I said, nung 2020 when I joined them, everyone didn't have work masyado, but I was blessed enough to be part of Unang Hirit for almost like a year. And that really like opened, my career with GMA. Then eventually, yung show namin ni Iya, Eat Well, Live Well, Stay Well. The cooking scene naman sa GMA, Miss Pia, hindi nawawala eh. Kahit wala muna kaming taping ni Iya, may mga ibang pumapasok na may ibang mga shows, ibang like ngayon, yung Love Before Sunrise. So, it's a journey, Miss Pia eh. The past 2.5 years, it's dami nangyari talaga eh. So parang, I think I was enjoying the ride. These kinds of opportunities don't come often masyado to people, especially in our industry. So, I was enjoying and like, being happy sa what's happening sa life ko ngayon.
When you moved out of the house, parang was that like sort of same time that you guys went your separate ways kayo ni Maria?
I actually moved out, Miss Pia, end of 2020, the first year of the pandemic. That was November, December. Me and Maria went our separate ways. The following year, 2021, November, go separate ways. Pero friends pa rin.
Yeah, actually, I was about to ask because I mean, you're super okay to talk about it. You're not signaling me to stop asking.
Go ahead.
And no one's telling me to stop asking. But I'm only asking because I remember how open you were discussing your relationship with Maria. We're of course talking about Maria Ozawa. When you guested before Tunay na Buhay, you were very open about talking your relationship with each other. And I remember we got a chance to talk to her also. So it's nice to see and to hear that you say that you guys are still friends. So you're still in contact with each other.
Yeah, when we went our separate ways, it was a mutual decision. We were both having a hard time with the long distance relationship, LDR. So we kind of thought that parang it would be best that we go our separate ways, focus muna on our families, on our career. I mean, she has her own thing in Japan. She also owns a bar sa Shinjuku, and then she still does shoots for different brands in Japan. So we kind of said that parang it's been really hard that we're not together, physically. So maybe it's time to go our separate ways. So basically our breakup was just because of the pandemic. Wala naman like third party, wala naman ng away, wala naman like any big fight or problem. So I think when you go your separate way with the person na, you're together, then you go separate ways na wala naman big reason na ba't kayo nag-break. Basically, it was the pandemic, who would have thought, diba? So I think that was the reason why we were able to keep yung friendship namin. So, we still follow each other sa Instagram, we're still Facebook friends, walang bad blood basically.
No blocking, no
Wala,
erasing
wala.
completely from your social media.
I know, sa mga ngayon, sa ibang mga celebs, di ba? Ang dami mga yan, di ba? So kami at least, that's the best takeaway na we're friends pa rin naman. So.
So does that mean parang if she has a post, you'll still like it or magko-comment ka pa rin?
I mean, yeah. Once in a while naman, pag maganda naman yung post niya, so, nag-like pa rin naman and stuff like that. Pero we don't naman talk like all the time na already. But, for me, basta the best takeaway is walang bad blood talaga.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Sana all partings are as mature and respectful as yours.
Well, yeah, we try to be.
You try to be. Oh, but you're not naman parang actively trying to get back into the dating scene.
Right now, siguro, Miss Pia, it's not my immediate important thing to do in terms of like dating someone or getting back into a relationship. Hindi siya priority ngayon eh. Parang, I'm just focusing more on my career muna and then, maybe seeing people, but, seriously dating, parang wala pa talaga ngayon. Not yet.
Oh, kasi kanina you said yung scene mo dun sa cheating game is parang you met Julie via a blind date.
Yes.
In real life ba, are you okay with blind dates?
Oh, wow. To be honest, siguro hindi, Miss Pia. Parang it's so hard to like, and I mean both sides, men and women. It's kind of hard to get into a blind date these days kasi you don't know yung mga background ng mga tao eh. I think back in the day, I can say pwede pa but I think the change in everyone now, the social media, the background check, parang people are very safe now eh. You don't want to like go with some random person. I don't know, for me, I've never heard recently a friend of mine go on a blind date, so I can actually, give that answer to you na parang hindi yata, Miss Pia, hindi yata kaya.
Sa movie na lang.
Sa movie na lang, as a portrayal lang na blind.
Now that you're balancing, being a chef and being an artist, diba? An actor, what are the difficulties or the challenges that you face?
Stay updated with Nelson Canlas,
Nabasted ka na ba?
No.
Oh, ako with confidence ha.
the online source for anything showbiz.
Teka muna Ray ha, meron akong sorpresa sa iyo.
Hello?
Ay!
The latest celebrity news bago pa kumalat para sa ating mga updaters.
7 months mo kinimkim ito. Bakit ngayon mo lang nailabas?
Aga kong biyak.
Pakitanong po kung ano yung reason ng breakup ni Carla.
Wow, talagang diretso ha.
Ipagpatuloy mo yung prinsipyo na sa gagawin mo, huwag kang manakit, be fair, and be grateful.
Updated with Nelson Canlas.
Now that you're balancing, being a chef and being an artist, diba? An actor, what are the difficulties or the challenges that you face?
Difficulties. Well, the good thing is, I'm not really, I wouldn't say na I'm a good actor. I'd just probably say na I can kind of like make tawid a scene or, maybe do a scene which I can pass as a chef. Like if I would go into heavy drama, I know Miss Pia, I couldn't do that. So I wouldn't do something that I know I wouldn't be able to deliver it and show the public na parang, parang magduda sila. So parang, in terms of like, these easy roles lang na parang, blind date, ganito. Tapos yung sa Love Before Sunrise, chef din naman ako. So it's something within my realm of capabilities, if you know what I mean. So parang, I wouldn't really do something na talagang mahirapan ako. So in terms of like, juggling yung pagiging acting and pagiging chef, parang I'm enjoying. Hindi naman ako na-stress, hindi naman ako encounter pa ng problems or hardships. So, yeah, okay naman, Miss Pia, okay naman.
Oh, it's good to see that you have a very clear vision of what it is that you want to do, where you want to go, where you're headed.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, maybe when the chef scene is kind of getting dry, maybe I can eventually move on into like more acting roles na ang dami rin nagsasabi sa akin na parang, ba't ayaw ba purely like artista na ganun. I'm like, passion ko talaga yung cooking eh. I mean, yung mga sundot-sundot pwede, but yung talagang fully acting and leaving my chef career behind, parang ayoko naman, Miss Pia, kasi parang that's my bread and butter eh. I'm more known as Chef Jose compared to Jose Sarasola, an actor. Yung chef talaga nag-mark talaga like, like when I meet people randomly or like on the streets, chef, ganun. So, you can't really veer away from, who you are sa mata ng tao. But yun nga, Miss Pia, maybe down the road, we'll never know. It's hard to say na I'll never move on to purely acting. We'll never know.
Sa bagay, you're still so young. So parang marami pang pwedeng magbago, mag-iba, di ba? Marami pang landas na pwedeng tahakin. Alam mo ba ibig sabihin nun?
Isa pa?
Mga landas na pwedeng tahakin. Oh, alam mo ibig sabihin nun?
Alam yun na, parang we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Yun ba yun?
Yes, many roads to travel. Oh,
Many roads to
ganon.
travel. Amen to that. Totoo yun.
I remember, Chef Jose, you said yung passion mo for cooking, if I remember right, sabi mo it came from your dad, tama ba?
I think both sides naman. My mom was always a home cook growing up. She'd always make food sa bahay for me and my dad. And then my dad would be, since he's Spanish, he has a very good palate for quote-unquote good food. So he knows his wine very well, like an encyclopedia of wine, being Spanish. And then he likes to eat good food talaga. So I think being in a family with mom and dad who are kind of like have love for the food scene, I guess siguro doon ako nag-start talaga, Miss Pia, nung bata. Although nung bata, hindi naman ako like super active. I think it also helped na I used to watch a lot of like cooking shows on TV nung high school. And cooking books then as well. So I think that kind of led me to taking up culinary or HRIM sa Binild.
Wait, di ba your dad, pure Spanish siya?
Yes.
So, marami kayong relatives, as in, may mga family kayo na inuuwian sa Spain, ganyan?
Well, I wasn't able to go back. My dad's family is from San Sebastian, Spain. It's a northern part of Spain. It's near Portugal. They were actually there last year, but due to my schedule, hindi ako nakasama. So hopefully, it's been years na rin. I've been there. Palagi may something sa work eh. Siyempre, ngayon medyo priority yung work natin. But hopefully, makabalik din ako soon. It's been maybe 6 years since I went back to Spain. But then may naman dad ko, yung sisters niya iba, tiga San Francisco naman. Yun, medyo nakakapunta pa ako sa San Francisco.
Okay. Nasa US na sila.
Yes.
So does this mean you're partial to Spanish cuisine?
Yeah, I've always loved Spanish food. I think it's in my blood. Spanish food was always something very diverse, very fun, a lot of flavors. It's not that kind of cuisine, medyo boring. I think Spanish food is in the top 5 of like the world's best food for me. I mean, it's so hard. My Spanish, my Thai, my Japanese, my Chinese, but I think Spanish food is very intricate in terms of like not overdoing yung flavors, hindi nang ganun ka-basic. It's just right. Not like sometimes like Japanese food, it's very very subtle, very clean, very perfect. Yung Spanish food parang in between that. So parang, yeah, I would say Spanish food is one of the main cuisines in my heart talaga. Spanish and probably Thai food because my mom grew up in Thailand. So we have a bit of a history with Thai cuisine as well.
Shucks, ang sarap siguro ng pagkain sa bahay nyo, no?
Well, I guess growing up, yeah. But when I was young kasi, Miss Pia, parang hindi ako fan masyado ng mga lutong ganun kasi Thai food, a bit spicy, curry. But then when I was maturing more, my palate was changing to like, exploring new kinds of food. Yun. Doon nag-start yung parang, okay yung Spanish food, okay yung Thai food. So parang doon nag-start talaga.
Oh, pero di ba, you also upload cooking videos for IG, TikTok.
Yes.
Do you shoot that yourself?
No, actually, it's a project between me and my handler, si Kuya Will. We try to shoot at least one video a day. We've been doing this for a year na rin eh. So, it's fun. I try to make videos that are very easy, very quick to cook. I don't want to like cook something too technical, too hard. Medyo mahal yung ingredients kasi naman the viewers now, they won't try something which they don't want to do at home. So my videos are very quick, very easy, very simple. The ingredients are very cheap to buy. So yeah, it's been 1 year. I post on my Instagram at least once a week and also on my Facebook as well. So if you have time, check it out, guys.
Nako, I'm sure later we'll tell them where they can find all your videos. Kasi alam mo, mahirap mag-isip ng mga bagay na pwedeng lutuin. Especially during pandemic kasi 'di ba parang everyone is home, lahat ng meals nyo nasa bahay. Parang mauubusan ka ng ng menu.
Actually, it was really hard. Like besides the reels that I'm doing now, it's kahit we shoot once a week. Sometimes kasi Miss Pia branded siya eh. Like may brand na like cheese or may brand na tomato sauce. Pero kahit walang brand, me and Kuya Will still shoot pa rin once a week. Kasi just to, keep up with the parang people wanna see like, oh chef, anong bago this week? Anong bago mong recipe? Ano ba din namin gawin? So kahit naman wala man brand, we still have to make it a point to shoot once a week pa rin. But yeah, it's very challenging to kind of think of stuff, what to do. Kasi ngayon, ang daming videos sa internet or sa social media about mga cooking. So sometimes we kind of get some of them also on social media and we kind of just tweak it na lang in terms of like my version of it. So parang may ganun. So parang ng mga UH days na chef, gawa tayo ng minudo pero lagyan mo ng twist. Parang ganun. So it's rin, hirap din mag-isip minsan. But then, end of the day, usually we kind of finalize ano yung final dish namin. Natatawid naman namin.
Oo nga. So being a chef is both very technical and very creative. You have to parang mix the two.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. Besides, thinking of a dish, yung next question is, ano yung twist mo sa dish na yon, which yung hinahanap ng mga tao. Then, sometimes the weirder the twist, mas mataas yung views, Miss Pia. And then, if you stay simple, stay at home, and then just do this simple thing talaga, parang yung views parang hindi ganun kataas. So parang, how do I put it? Parang the weirder the twist is, mas mataas yung views, parang ganun eh.
What's the weirdest but proudest dish you have on your
weirdest dish?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Wow. It's so hard, Miss Pia. It's been a year na rin eh. I can't really think of a specific dish, but they like basically stuff. I could just say, Miss Pia, siguro yung mga stuff na may noodles palagi. Noodles and soup.
Okay.
Ngayon talaga. Like, I did a ramyun recipe. So it's noodles with cheese, with beef. Parang ramen na parang soup style na may twist. It hit siguro mga 2 million views.
Wow.
And then that was my highest. And then anytime that we do a Korean dish, like the Korean army stew, yun, mataas din yun. So I think yung algorithm, the viewers like yung may noodles, may soup, yun.
Ba't kaya Sabagay siguro para kasi all-in-one na siya, hindi mo na kailangan magsaing.
Yes. Oh, actually, yun na lahat in one meal, one bowl.
Oo, nandun na lahat. Oh, but so I'm wondering, chef, the assumption I have in my mind is if you're a chef, now that you're living alone, yung pinakamagandang parte ng condo mo is the kitchen. Tama ba yun?
Yeah, it's a very simple kitchen. It's not really shoot worthy. Actually, just to share, when I moved here and at the same time I was doing UH, so I would cook sa bahay namin. But when I moved in Parañaque, but when I moved here, medyo yung kitchen ko is not really shoot worthy. It's a bit small. So I would actually go to my lola's place in Makati, in Salcedo, and her kitchen's a bit bigger. I would do my videos there, actually.
Buti okay lang kay Lola. Sa bagay siya kakain
Oo.
after.
Yes, yun nga, yung sobra, she would try it and then comment also, like, oh, parang kulang ganito, parang, ay, okay to, ganun. So, in terms of cooking here, parang, yun nga, for me lang, I would cook here talaga, like, once in a while nga lang. Pero for shooting purposes, I would shoot talaga sa condo ng lola ko at that time.
So, pag kunwari nag-shoot ka for your TikTok, your IG, ganyan, ikaw rin ba maghuhugas?
Sa bar.
Sa bar. Okay.
Sa bar.
Okay, kasi sabi ko, ikaw rin ba maghuhugas ng pinggan? Di na.
Well, I do that I always do that naman when I'm here, but then I think we decided to shoot na lang sa bar para at least, all my deep fryer, my oven, my chopping boards are all there. So it's sabagat it was easier aesthetics to cook talaga at Avenue 75 compared to shooting here sa condo ko.
O, para kompleto na rin.
Yes, everything's there. May pugon din. Now we would, we would roast some stuff sa pugon namin, like kung may mag-melt ng something or roast ng chicken or pork. Tapos may grill din kami doon sa labas ng bar ko. So talagang if you want to do a cooking video and do different things, it would have been talaga at the bar talaga compared to cooking here sa condo.
Grabe, nakakagutom naman pinag-uusapan natin. But, Chef Jose, do you sometimes think about what life would have been like if you weren't a chef? Was there, parang, if chef was your first choice, what was your second choice na career?
Oh, second choice. That's a very interesting question. Probably go into not a chef. I can't think of an answer, Miss Pia.
So that means you always really wanted to be a chef.
Well, I knew when I took the course sa Binilde na HRIM, this would be my path talaga in terms of like what I would do sa life ko. But then, if I wasn't a chef, probably still in the food scene, Miss Pia. Pero baka, maybe managing working in a hotel or working abroad, probably got. Pero kung hindi sa kitchen, pwedeng parang manager or pwedeng supervisor or any higher position basically kung wala sa kitchen. Pero sa food scene pa rin.
Okay, that's how passionate you are about,
Yeah, I think, kasi like, if you kind of have a course that you take, I mean, not naman saying everyone what they do in college, they translate to after. Kasi we all know naman ang daming nagka-college for this course, but then iba naman yung career after eh. But I think for me, I would probably work abroad, maybe in a nice restaurant, whatever the position may be, kung hindi ako sa kusina, but just still in the restaurant scene pa rin.
Why do you think there are so many, parang naro-romanticize talaga yung yung pagiging chef? Why do you think that's so? That is so.
I think, Miss Pia, it's more of the love for food eh. Parang everyone loves food, and I think, I don't know, I mean, like being a chef, I guess it's an extra plus points, I would say. I've never heard a person say being a chef is a bad thing in terms of like, like romanticizing over a guy, but siguro nakakatulong because, food is always something that people love. People love to like try different kinds of food, different kinds of cuisine. And I think if you make a proper dish for a person, of course, ma-appreciate niya yun. And then, syempre, plus points na rin na parang, ay, masarap siya magluto, di ba? Parang ganun. So I guess it's the package na for the love of food sa mga girls, yun, parang ganun.
Have you ever used your culinary skills to try and impress a girl?
Ever since naman kasi, Miss Pia, after Maria, I never really got into seriously dating anyone. So maybe the past year, being single, I would say wala pa. Pero of course, nung kami ni Maria, I would cook, mga Pinoy dishes, yun nga na may twist. Kasi si Maria loves Pinoy food eh. So we should always say, anong pwede mong gawin na parang, what can you cook that would be different? Like, adobo na may twist or kare-kare na may twist, mga ganun. So, at that time, yes. And then now with my mom and dad, syempre, like when I go to their place, they have a bigger kitchen, and I can cook there. I can make paella, I can cook mga pasta. So, in terms of a special someone, parang wala pa, Miss Pia. More for the family now.
For the family. So wait, pag may nakikilala ka bang girls and then they ask you, oh, what's your job? What do you do? And then when you say you're a chef, nag-iiba ba yung tingin nila sa'yo na parang biglang may light bulb na, oh, wow, chef, ganyan.
Not really a light bulb, more may duda na parang,
Duda?
Chef? Chef ka? Hindi ka mukhang chef. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess the stereotype kasi now yung chefs, di ba, medyo, yun nga, sabi mo, they're changing na eh. Di ba, sabi mo, nag-gym na rin yung mga chefs, they look slim. Pero I guess some people still can't get it out sa mind na yung mga chefs malalaki. And,
Nga.
So, when I say, I'm a chef, ganun, and then they're like, chef ka talaga? Parang, saan ka nag-chef? Then naman yung medyo awkward, I don't want to say sa TV, sa GMA, but then, say nga lang, sa TV. Then, TV din yun na. Then they kind of like check my Instagram. Ah, ikaw pala to. So like, kasi now, Miss Pia, parang one way or another, when you scroll through Instagram, you sometimes see mga people na hindi mo kilala, pero like sa explore. And then,
Oo.
it's like pop up sa ng mga tao. So yun, doon siguro rin nakikilala. Kasi like, may mga random people na I meet sometimes. Oh, I watch your reels. Ang ganda ng videos mo na nakakataba ng puso na at least, yung hard work namin ng handler ko, si Kuya Will, we know na parang it's touching people in the heart and stomach. So parang nakakatuwa rin talaga.
Ang galing, no? And of course, so sabi mo nga, when you took up your course, HRIM in college, so you knew that this was the path that you wanted to take. So paano napasok yung showbiz sa pagiging chef mo or sa career mo?
When I first joined the GMA at that time, parang there was a time din na parang these other offers were coming in terms of like, yun nga, parang may tadhana. So parang sabi ko, kaya ko kaya magtadhana? Parang ano rin yan medyo comedy pero may konting drama. But then, as I said, I'm not the best actor out there, but then I kind of wanted to try something. And I knew naman the role was, yun nga, what I said kanina, parang inside my realm of capabilities. Sabi ko, sige, comedy naman to, baka kaya naman. So I think the tadhana was a bit easy. Ang challenging siguro was the investigador and wish ko lang. Kasi yun medyo intense scenes parang killer, may mga away. But then I did a few workshops with Miss Ana Fileo, with Sparkle. So, ano naman, I think naman I kind of did a good job. So, yun. Basically, just trying things na I know na kaya ko, Miss Pia. Kasi I know naman my team na naman sila, Kuya Will, Miss Tracy, they won't naman put me in a scene or show na they know na parang, ay, baka hindi kaya, hindi ma-pull off. So I think it's studied very well kung kaya kong gawin tong particular scene, parang ganun, or show.
Okay. But then, yung first TV appearances mo, that was when you were back in ABS pa because you joined a reality show, tama ba?
Yes, that was Pinoy Fear Factor. That was back in 2010. And that was a reality show, yung Fear Factor. Then, ano naman, may mga background naman ako sa acting kahit paano. But in terms of like, sabaga, yung big break ko in terms of, moving up in my career was with GMA talaga. But ABS it was a good 8-9 years with ABS. Matagal din ako sa ABS But I felt entering the pandemic year, I wanted to explore more yung pagiging chef ko because I was never really utilized as a chef sa ABS. So it was more like mga small roles of acting, mga ganito. And then, but terms when I joined GMA, yun, talagang pinush yung chef career ko talaga sa GMA.
And that's why we know you as Chef Jose Sarasola.
Yeah, thank you. Trying.
parang hindi nga pwedeng Jose lang ang tawag ko sa'yo. Dapat Chef Jose.
Yeah, kasi like now parang it's especially yung mga friends ko. I mean, tiga GMA always call me chef. Pero yung mga tropa ko na rin ngayon na way back na hindi pa ako like kilala Chef Jose. Tawag din si chef. Like, okay, so chef talaga.
Ano tawag sa'yo ng nina
Jose.
Raver? Jose.
Jose lang. Ngayon
Jose
chef.
lang. Okay. Yun ba buong pangalan mo? Jose lang talaga. Only one first name.
It's actually Jose Maria Ariston.
Wait.
Yes.
Chef Jose. Very Spanish talaga, no?
Jose
Chef
Maria.
Jose.
Yeah, Jose Maria is a very common Spanish name naman talaga.
Oo.
Although there are some na, bakit may Maria babae? It's like, hindi, it's not Jose and Maria. It's Jose Maria.
Jose Maria.
One
Oo.
Spanish. It's a very common thing in Spain naman. So.
Pero, tsaka uso talaga yon, di ba? Yung mga older generations, actually, maraming Jose Maria. Di ba? Jose Maria.
Actually, Miss Pia, I'm the third na. So, lolo ko, dad ko, me. So, I'm Jose Maria the third, actually.
Okay. Pero, ikaw lang yung may Ariston.
Yes, ako may Ariston. May dinuktong lang sila para lang maiba lang sa passport and everything. Kasi, it's strict now kung same lahat. So, so I think my parents thought na parang at least may something lang before the middle name and family name. So, Jose Maria Ariston.
Pero dito ka ba pinanganak?
Yes, here, Miss Pia, here, yeah.
So dito ka na rin lumaki. Pag ganyan ba, dual citizen or something like that?
My dad is, but I never really fixed my papers. But now, there's a rule kasi in Spain, Miss Pia, na you have to live there for some time. Mm-hmm. And you have to have like, longevity in Spain. But there's a new rule now, if you're grandfather and your father are both purely Spanish, I can apply na for citizenship basically without staying in Spain. So that's the next goal to do now in terms of my life, to fix my citizenship for Spain. Kasi, why not? In the future, who knows, I could, move there also, di ba?
Pero syempre, at heart, Filipino talaga.
Of course, dito ako lumaki. Pinoy tayo.
Wait, marunong ka mag-Espanyol? Hindi naman.
Sadly, hindi. I never really, my dad is very fluent, but I guess growing up, biggest letdown niya is he never really taught me how to speak Spanish. So,
Oo, you can still learn the language pa naman di ba?
yeah, sabi naman niya, live there for a year. Ano na, it's easy naman.
Oo, matututunan mo na. Oo, tsaka actually very similar rin yung, so many words are so similar.
Correct. That's why it's
Oo.
going to be easy to learn daw, I heard. So, let's see. Maybe when I live there for a year, baka when I get back, we can talk again in Spanish na.
Okay, you can talk in Spanish. Tas tatango lang ako, si. Hanggang hola, yun lang.
Wala, at least.
Oo. Chef Jose, thanks for for taking time out to be with us. But we also have like a quick game. Ayan. The team prepared a quick game for you. Let me go through the mechanics.
Okay.
Ang title ng game natin, kakainin o lulutuin. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, very simple. Okay. So I'll tell you the dish and then you tell me, would you rather eat or cook this dish?
Pero
Okay.
if cook yung answer, ibig sabihin hindi ko siya kakainin.
Hindi naman. Just explain what would you rather cook it or would you rather eat it? Siguro kung ano
Alright.
mas madali or mas enjoyable.
Okay.
So the first is roast Nabulol tuloy ako. Roast beef sandwich.
Oh, I'll eat that. Sarap. Gusto ko yan. Kasi protein yun eh. So game. Kakainin.
Okay. Cheeseburger.
Kakainin pa rin.
Pizza.
Lulutuin.
Bakit
big
mas gusto mong lutuin?
Siguro in terms of like creating a pizza kasi fun yung pizza, pwede mong iba-iba yung toppings eh. So parang it's fun to do in terms of lulutuin. Yung burger, kakainin kasi yung burger parang ano na eh, standard na eh. Parang bread, cheese, patty, yun na yun eh. So parang nothing in terms of chefy cooking eh. Pero yung pizza, yan, medyo versatile siya. Iba-ibang topping. So pizza, lulutuin.
Okay. Good point, no? Tsaka sa isang pizza, parang what do you call that? Isang pie? Yeah, isang pie. You can have different toppings already, di ba?
Yes,
Half and half.
It's fun to make different toppings para iba yung pizza mo.
Oo. Nice. Okay, next. Apple pie.
Apple pie. I'd say kakainin. Surprisingly, Miss Pia, meron akong sweet tooth. So, I really love sweets talaga. So, and pies are a bit challenging to make, Hindi madali gumawa ng mga pies kasi ano siya, it takes time, precision, kailangan perfect. So, I'd rather kakainin na lang.
Okay. But do you sometimes bake also?
To be honest, that's not my strongest suit, yung baking. So, I stick to hot meals talaga. But hopefully soon, I'll improve my baking skills.
Nako. Chef, may suggestion ako. When you decide to do a baking video, can you show us how to make a tiramisu? Kasi,
Wow.
kasi I saw one video, parang ang dali-dali kasi parang lady fingers lang, tapos sinawsaw lang niya sa kape, tapos nilagyan niya ng ibang ingredients, tapos iniwan sa ref. And then, so, sinubukan kong gawin yan during pandemic Tapos paglabas, nung tinikman namin, parang weird. Sabi ko, parang lumangoy lang sa kape yung ginawa kong tiramisu.
Well, at least, but the good thing about that, Miss Pia, it's nice to like find recipes on social media now kasi you get to try it sa bahay. And then, the good thing, pag nagkamali ka, pwede ba ma-use it ulit after, di ba?
Try again na lang. O sige,
Okay.
pwede. Okay. Pero I'll wait for your version Baka doon ako maging successful.
Padalang kita ulit.
Yes, please. Okay, next. Spanish fried calamari. Sarap naman ito.
Wow. Lulutuin. Kasi anything na dealing with Spanish food, I would like to cook it. So, I think I'd say lulutuin ng calamari.
Chef, pakisabay na lang yun doon sa ipapadala mong tiramisu.
Okay. So, calamari and pizza.
And pizza. Yes, exactly. Ay, nako. Next, churros. Oh, no.
Makakainin kasi sweet tooth eh. So, I'd rather a good churros. There's a very good churros place in Spain, in Madrid. It's been open for like, I guess, 80 years na. So, every time I go, the last time I was there, we would actually land in Madrid before going to San Sebastian. I would always hit this, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, but I would go to this churros place with my dad and mom palagi because they have the best, that's all they serve. Churros and hot chocolate. That's it. So, if you know a place serves that one thing only, it's really solid talaga.
That's the one. And ano siya, giant churros siya.
It's big, yeah. They give you a plate with giant churro and then a smoking hot chocolate na mug. So, the best.
Sarap naman.
Kakainin, for sure.
Akala ko kanina sasabihin mo, a churros place here. Papadeliver ko na sana. Okay, next. Paella.
Oh, I guess lulutuin. I think as I said, Spanish food. Actually just did the paella last week with my parents, vegetarian na paella. So it's all vegetables with carrots, bell pepper, peas. I think any Spanish food nga, I would always like to cook Spanish food talaga.
How about kare-kare? At ang dami kasing ingredients ng kare-kare.
Kakainin na lang, siguro. matrabaho yung kare-kare. I mean, I don't think I've ever made kare-kare for my parents. Although sa UH, I did.
Oo.
For a party one time with my friends, I did. But yung trabaho ngayon kare-kare. Ano na lang, kakainin
Kain
na
na
lang.
lang. Oo, kainin na lang. Next, adobo.
Adobo, sige, pwede sabihin adobo is like basic, quick, comfort food, easy to make, no hassle, just dump everything in the pot. So, sige, baka yung adobo, lutuin na lang natin.
Okay, pwede. Tapos pwede mo pa ibalik sa freezer pag di naubos.
And it tastes better the next day.
Oo, yes. Pang-picnic yan di ba? Classic
Yup.
pang-picnic ang adobo. Next, sinigang.
Sinigang, I think lutuin. It's kind of easy as well. I mean, just the prep a bit, siguro sa vegetables. But in terms of like cooking process, is just wait everything to like soften up, boil, the soup para maging flavorful. So, I think lutuin. Quick naman siya.
Pad Thai.
Ooh, Thai food. Wow, that's a good question. I really love Thai food as well. Kakainin na lang siguro. No, kasi
Oo nga.
Thai flavors are very hard to also master. We have a Thai restaurants naman here in Manila which are pretty good as well. But every time I go to Thailand, Miss Pia, yung food sa Bangkok talagang iba yung flavor eh. Iba talaga yung flavor nila doon to here eh. So, in terms of creating pad thai to kind of match the flavors of the original in Bangkok, medyo mahirap dito eh. Iba yung mga ingredients natin eh, yung flavor-wise, yung mga herbs and spices. So, mahirap gumawa ng perfect pad thai. So, I guess, kakainin na lang natin siya.
Okay. Tom yum soup. Ganun din. Thai.
Isa pa rin, oo. Finding the flavor of the curry and the spice, mahirap din gawin talaga dito. Although, yun nga, I've tried a few naman here na medyo close, but not exactly the same as in Bangkok. So, I'd say kakainin na lang natin din.
Ito na ang last question. Ito na yung parang this is the money question.
Oh, okay.
Kung pagkain ka, ano ka?
Kung pagkain ako, I would have to say, well, I said it kanina, favorite ko rin siya. I would say a seafood paella. Why? Kasi there's so much flavor going in a seafood paella. From the flavor ng rice, sa stock, sa saffron, kung saan nagagaling yung color, yung flavor ng seafood, kung may mussels ka, may squid, may shrimp, even crab sometimes sa paella. Ang daming things going on and I like to translate that into of who I am as a chef and an actor na hindi lang ako ito lang. I can bring a lot to the table. In terms of paella, having a lot of flavors dun sa plate.
Nice. That's a good answer. Very good answer. Naitawid.
Natawid.
Chef Jose, thank you so much for joining us today for this super fun surprise conversation. Before we let you go, baka you'd like to invite everybody to catch you on TV and on social media.
Oh, okay. Yeah. First off, Miss Pia, thank you so much for having me. It's so good to see you and, I appreciate you inviting me sa show mo. I actually saw yung mga posts mo na parang, kailan kaya ako mag-guest dyan? Kaya when I got the call na meron kang guesting, sobrang nakakatawa and you're always a good person and very fun person to talk to about life and everything. So thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you. Thanks,
Yes.
Chef Jose.
And please catch me sa Love Before Sunrise where I play Chef Judah. I think we're airing September, October. So medyo malapit na yan. The Cheating Game, of course, starring a good friend of mine, Raver Cruz, and si Julie San Jose. And I play Chef Jose as well. And please, check out yung sports bar ko, yung Avenue 75 in Villapong's Parañaque. So kung nasa South area ka, drop by. Good food, good ambience. Check out my recipes. Kahit malayo kang manggagaling sa malayo, the food won't let you down. And yung page ko, at Chef Jose Sarasola on TikTok and Instagram and also on Facebook, Jose Sarasola, where you can find all my cooking reels na sobrang daling gawin and syempre kayang-kaya niyong gawin sa mga bahay ninyo. So yun, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chef Jose. Abangan ko yung pag nag-tiramisu ka na.
Patala ko yan. Remind me.
I will. Thank you, Chef Jose.
Thank you, Miss P. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This surprise was planned by the team of Ronald Ramido and Aubrey De Los Reyes, edited by Shirley Paghiligan with the wonderful people of GMA Integrated News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till the next surprise!